Hello, this is Gaurav. Walia. We'll discuss the homework question first. So the homework question was, what will be the ratio for simple interest earned by a certain amount at the same rate of interest for 6 years and that for 9 years? So we need to find out the ratio of simple interest. We'll write out the formula for simple interest. So simple interest 1 would be 1 would be PRT upon 100, right? Keeping everything else same, we need to change only time period because we know only time here. So it will be like 6 PR, we can say. Okay, so let it be PR times 6 upon 100, okay? We'll look at it later. So now, similarly, we can find out simple interest too, right? So what would be simple interest too? So simple interest 2 would be PRT upon 100. The formula will remain the same because it is global formula. So PR times 9 upon 100. Now we got two values. We got simple interest 1 and we got simple interest 2. Now we need to find out the ratio of the simple interest. So simple interest 1 is to simple interest 2 would be, it will be PR times 6 upon 100 divided by PR times 9 upon 100. So it will be 6 is to 9, or we can say here is 2 is to 3, right? That's a solution. So easy. I hope all of you have done this question correctly. So the answer of this particular question is 2 is to 3 because the question said, what will be the ratio of simple interest earned by certain amount at the same rate of interest for 6 years and that for 9 years? Rate of interest is same, amount of time is same, alright, and principal is also given to be same. So what we did, we wrote simple interest 1 and we wrote simple interest 2. Then we wrote simple interest 1 is to 2, that will be 6 is to 9, that will be 2 is to 3. Alright, now we'll move to next question. The next question says a certain amount earns simple interest of rupees 17,050, sorry, it is 1750 after 7 years. Had the interest been 2% more, how much more interest would it have earned? So simple interest is given here, that is equal to 1750. Time period is given, rate of interest is given, so we need to find out the rate of interest. So what to do in the questions of this kind, just write the formula. These questions are the easiest one. Simple interest would be PRT upon 100. So just need to put in all the values. What is simple interest? Right here. So simple interest is given to be 1750. That is equal to principal. What's the principal? Okay, we need to find out how much more interest is to be found out here. Alright, so we do not know the principal, we don't know the rate, we know only the time period. Time period is given to be 7 years. So this question is the easiest one. Why it is the easiest one? Because we cannot solve this question. Why we can solve this question? Because we need to know at least P here. Since P is not given here, so this question is wrong, or data inadequate. Alright, so since data is inadequate, so this question cannot be done. Okay, now we'll move to next question. Question number 9. A person borrows for rupees 5,000 for 2 years at 4% per annum simple interest. He immediately lends it to another person at 6.25% per annum for 2 years. Find his gain in the transaction per year. So what we need to do exactly here is we need to find a simple interest in two different situations. So we'll find a simple interest in first situation first, okay? So simple interest 1 will be PRT upon 100, right? So it will be, what is the value of P given? P is given to be 5,000. What is R in first case was 4%. What is time in first case is 2. Divided by 2, it will be rupees 400. Okay. Now what about case 2? In case 2, what is happening is the data is almost similar, so we'll find simple interest 2, it will be PRT upon 100. The formula is same everywhere, that is 5,000 times. Now here the rate of interest is percentage rate of interest not 4%, it is 6.25%. Okay, so we write it as 6.25. Okay, times what is the time period? Time period same for 2 years upon 100, it will be equal to rupees 625. Okay, 625. So simple interest in case 2 is 625. Simple interest in case 1 was rupees 400. So what will be the gain? So the gain will be gain in 2 years is equal to 625 minus 400 is equal to 225 rupees, right? So what would be gain in 1 year? So 1 year gain would be 225 divided by 2, so it will be rupees 102.5. Okay, so that's the end of this question. So the question was, a person borrows rupees 5,000 for 2 years at 4% per annum simple interest. He immediately lends it to another person at 6.25 per annum for 2 years. Find his gain in the transaction per year. So simple interest 1, we found a simple interest 1, then simple interest in second case. So we found it to be 400 in first case and 625 in the second case. So what would be the gain? The gain would be the simple interest earned in second case subtract simple interest earned in first case. So it will be 225 rupees. So gain 1 year would be 112.5 years. So deal 2 is more beneficial. Okay. Now if we look at question number 10, the question number 10 says a sum of rupees 12,500 amounts to rupees 15,500 in 4 years at the rate of the simple interest. What is the rate of interest? All data is given. Sum of rupees 12,500, that means 12,500 is the principal, and amounts to 15,500, that means the total amount that you're getting after 4 years. Okay, so you can easily calculate the simple interest. So what we need to do here, we need to write first the basic formula, simple interest. So simple interest is equal to PRT upon 100. Now do we know simple interest? Not exactly. Simple interest is given to us but in some other way. So the total amount that we are getting after 4 years is 15,500 and sum is 12,500. Principal remains the same whatever year it is. So 15,500 minus 12,500 will be equal to the simple interest. Okay, so simple interest is equal to 15,500 minus 12,500, that is equal to rupees 3,000. Okay, so we got the simple interest. Now we are able to put all the values in the formula. So what will it become? Simple interest is 3,000. What about P? P is 12,500. What about R? R is given to be 4%, I believe. No, R is not given. That is required to be found out. Time is given to be 4 years. So R will remain as it is. Time is given to be 4 years divided by 100. So if we solve it for R, it will become 3,000 times 100 upon 12,500 times 4. So it will be 6%. Okay. So easy question. So what we did is we wrote the simple interest formula first, and the question is given the sum is 12,500, which is amounting to rupees 15,500. That means simple interest is added in this particular value. That's why we are getting more money after 4 years, right? So simple interest would be the total amount subtracted principal. Alright, so we got simple interest at rupees 3,000. Now we know all the values except this value R, so we can easily find that R is equal to 6%. Okay, now we'll move to one more question, which is the last question for simple interest. An automobile financier claims to be lending money at simple interest, but he includes the interest every 6 months for calculating the principal. If he is charging an interest of 10%, the effective rate of interest would become. So here is given that he is not taking interest per annum. he's charging per 6 months, okay, and rate of interest is given to be 10%. So in questions of this kind where we need to find out effective rate of interest, you always should assume that principal is rupees 100, okay. Assume sum is rupees 100. Now simple interest for first 6 months would be equal to what? So simple interest for 6 months would be equal to P at T upon 100. It will be equal to what is principal, that is 100. What is R, rate of interest, that is given to be 10. What is T, that is 1 upon 2, or you can say 0.5 divided by 100. So it will become what? So it will be rupees 5. If you solve it, you will get it as rupees 5, okay? Rupees 5. Now simple interest for last 6 months would be the same P at T upon 100. Now here principal will not be rupees 100. Here P is not equal to 100. It will be equal to 100 plus simple interest of the previous 6 months, that is rupees 5, because that has to be added, so it will be 105. So now if we find out P at T upon 100, it would be 105 times 10 times again 0.5, because time period is again the last 6 months, so it's half year. Alright, so what we'll get it as rupees 5.25, okay. So this is the simple interest for last 6 months. Okay, now what to do? Now we got the simple interest for 6 months, we got the simple interest for last 6 months. So what is the only thing left? Nothing is left. So the amount at the end of year, amount at the end of the year would be equal to 100 plus 5 plus 5.25, okay. So it will be 110.25, okay. So this is the amount, this is the total amount at the end of the year. Alright, so we got the total amount at the end of the year. So now what to do? We need to find out the effective rate of interest. So how to find out the effective rate of interest? So effective rate of interest would be the amount that we got, 110.25, minus the principal, that was the initial amount, divided by the initial amount. It will be 10.25%, okay. Understood? So this was the whole play in this particular problem. So because he was charging every 6 months, so we calculated for simple interest for the first 6 months separately, then for last 6 months separately. We got it to be rupees 5 in first, then principal for second simple interest changed to 105, okay. So we calculate simple interest for that particular question. So we got it to be as 5.25, and the amount at the end of the year would be 100 plus 5 plus 5.25 is equal to 110.25. Alright, so the effective rate of interest would be 110.25 minus 100 upon 100, that would be equal to 10.25%. So this is the end of our simple interest session. Now look for more videos, because we will uploading each and every video for mental ability for mathematics, okay. So stay tuned to Kursak Education. This is Gaurav Walia. Thank you. Bye bye.